There isn't enough room in this world for a great many things that are. The Grey Star, Street Prophet.
Reminder to residents, your cells are the property of the Euromanere Purgatorium. Your accounts will be charged for the space bi-weekly until your mandated release date or execution. Thank you for repaying your debt to society and those you wronged. Have a nice day.
I guess we should be grateful they don't follow the code of Hammurabi, or we'd all be Griffin Chow by now.
I don't know, Kara. Some days in here I certainly do feel like I came through a Griffin's output.
So what happened next, Abby? After your father got sick, what did you do?
What does it have to do with being in the Purgatorium, too?
I'll get to it. You ever think that maybe telling a very personal story might be emotionally draining? Go easy on me. Something like this. I'm questioning every word.
It's okay, Abby, I understand. You can tell more when you're able. Right, Dion?
I'll be okay for now. Thank you, Rez. My father was sick, and I didn't cope well with that at all, but I kept most of it inside. It tore me up. I knew there was medicine. I knew where it was. And I knew the community as a whole couldn't get enough stands together to get even a single dose with all the required screenings. I felt furious and helpless. My father got sicker, and more people began to die.
I'm going to die, Abimaras.
The quiet dignity with which he accepted this ripped me into tiny bits.
You were right. You're very able, and you'll be fine when I go. But I don't want you to take care of me. I know you can, but I want you to take care of the others.
I left, my mind blank, my heart pounding. Within minutes, I was wheeling in circles in our little central square. I tried to use the punching bag. Too hard, it swung wildly on its chain. Just another thing I couldn't do right. I wanted to scream in rage, but there were echoes of pain already bouncing off every silver-smooth voices of the sick. The injustice rankled. The cost. Poverty was becoming a death sentence rather than a hardship for no reason. The serum was there. I startled myself with a thought, so perfect in its simplicity that I spoke out loud. The Cipro serum is right there. Right there! A huge supply! It's right there! And I was going to take it.
Ah, so you steal the medicine to save your father. But you get caught, and here you are.
Dion! Don't interrupt the story.
Anyway, you would think I would be anxious about committing my very first crime.
You must have been scared.
I wasn't nervous about doing it. I was ready. I had to help everyone. I was terrified that I would fail. That once and for all I would prove absolutely to myself that I was as pathetic as my anxiety always insisted I was. That everyone was wrong to believe in me. So at first, I didn't tell anyone. I came up with a plan.
I bet it was a really good one.
I would go to the uppers at night and break into the apothecary, find the serum, and take it back to my neighborhood. I wasn't stupid, and I thought I had it all figured out. I knew that there would be a lot of jacks patrolling, so I figured I would distract them with something and then break in and make a run for the Undercity with the goods. I knew I had to do this. I couldn't let anyone down. Can you believe that I didn't even bring a pry bar? I must have seemed ridiculous. If anyone had seen me pulling fruitlessly on the door handle, pulling myself hand over hand up to the windows, finding them barred. Eventually I realized the flashing light by the door was an electronic lock of some kind. I hadn't even considered it. I fled in shame when a patrolling golem stumped down the street. There was a part of me that wanted to give up. so badly. I felt like such a failure. I had to clench my teeth to hold back tears of frustration as I took a drop back to the Undercity once more. As the doors closed, I saw that someone had painted a stylized griffin there on the grimy metal with the words, "If a man's condition is unjust, the only way of overcoming is to be just himself." Just. I came up with a new plan from what I learned. I checked in on my father.
Abimaras, they will try to tell you that you can't. They'll try, but don't you believe them. Don't you believe them.
I won't. They can't stop me, Father. And I left to find Chuck. It took a while, but I found him working on getting some food from a sea link without paying. Another gang fight waged a block or so away. The sounds of gunfire, slashing blades, and poorly maintained cyber echoed from the shattered buildings. Chuck, I tried to steal the medicine and failed miserably, but I learned something, and we'll try again. This time, you're gonna help me.
No. We can't. What if something goes wrong? Something always goes wrong in these stories. We can't. I can't. There's got to be another way, Abby.
There's not another way, Cora. There isn't. And what if something went wrong? So, then we deal with it.
So you're saying there's no other way to do this? We don't have a choice?
We have a choice, Chuck. It's the same one we face every day in the Undercity. We're either dead, or we're trying.
I don't want to be dead, but this seems like a good way to get that way.
Then I told him my plan. 2.0. The first hurdle is just getting up there. I've been able to do that already. Next, there's a lot of patrols, flying drones, golems, and officers too, probably. We need a distraction.
What kind of distraction?
A bomb that...
We can't build a bomb, Abby! Are you crazy?
We just need a mysterious package with some flashing lights on it, maybe a timer and some wires. I bet you could build it from spare parts you have around. Then we just put it a few blocks away from the apothecary and call it in. That should distract most of the lawjacks.
You really think that'll work?
I think it will, Chuck. Next, I need your help getting through the lock on the door. I bet you can breach it. Then, your part is done and I have to do mine.
Citizens of Neo Babylon, an emergency has been declared in this area. This is not a test of the system. Please calmly leave the area. Lawjacks will arrive soon to assist.
Citizens, this area is unsafe. Please proceed 50 squares from this location.
Hey, what's happening?
Identify. Citizen, please move along in an orderly manner.
Abby, it's working. I can't believe it. It's working. We can really do this.
We have to. Breach the door, Chuck, then get back to the Undercity, and stay away from the gangs. It felt like a fight was brewing.
This thing is even easier than a sea link. Done. Good luck, Abby. See you soon.
Thanks, I got this. this. I rolled in and pulled myself up onto the counter. There were rows of cabinets with little drawers. A couple of work tables. It was a bit weird there wasn't more security. I caught sight of a note pasted to the inside of the counter. Don't forget to enable the floor sensors at closing. It had 3 exclamation points and was underlined.
Ah, friend of mine got caught because of pressure plates once. Satyr, good guy, got burned up by an elemental.
Dion, stop!
At that point, I smiled to myself. I wasn't going to be touching the floor. I used the pulls on the cabinets to climb along, swung hand over hand, and began examining the labels. It wasn't a narcotic I was after, so it wasn't locked as securely. They helpfully had everything in alphabetical order. The drawer was locked with something. Magic? Maybe an electronic mechanism. I held on with one hand and wrenched it open. Inside, rows of small vials, filled with silvery blue medication, sat in neat rows. Life in a tiny glass tube. Then a light started flashing, and then...
I will be the last to fall. I won't shed a tear for them to see. Your name to call, 'cause I will be the last to fall.